there's been a real lack of leadership on this. We need a round two here, because otherwise we're getting nothing on the border. And I think that's an unacceptable thing for our voters.
House Republicans are starting to have some regrets about getting rid of former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. This comes after losing two major votes that should have been big wins. The House on Tuesday voted 250 to 180 against a $17.6 billion aid package for Israel, a measure brought by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson in an effort to kill the bipartisan Senate border deal. The lower chamber also failed to pass articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The four Republicans joined all Democrats to oppose the move. One of them, of course, did so on a procedural grounds so that they could bring it up later. I doubt, of course, that they're actually going to be able to do a successful impeachment vote. But anyway, following that disastrous showing, many members took to social media, as well as different news channels, and some even pointed the finger at MAGA Mike Johnson. In fact, we've got Representative Thomas Massie, who had supported Kevin McCarthy, posting this: "Getting rid of Speaker McCarthy has officially turned into an unmitigated disaster." Oh, so Mike Johnson, unmitigated disaster. Lovely. All the work on separate spending bills has ceased. Spending reductions have been traded for spending increases. Warrantless spying has been temporarily extended. Our majority has shrunk. Oh, how's that? Baby. Anyway, when someone commented that Republicans should have kept George Santos in Congress but were right to get rid of McCarthy, Massie replied, "Name one thing that's improved under the new speaker." Well, I mean, you don't have George Santos, a.k.a. Kitara Ravache, a.k.a. Anthony DeVolder. I mean, dude's kind of an embarrassment. Just saying. Now, there's some more. Representative Lance Gooden of Texas told Manu Raju of CNN, saying that I was embarrassed for our conference, for our party, because we can do better than we did last night. We can do better. Can you, though? Can you? More direct criticism of Johnson came from Representative Ralph Norman, who blamed Johnson for not counting the votes before going to the floor. I think he relied, in his defense, on other people to sway some people. He needs to count votes before he comes to the floor. This message of not impeaching Mayorkas sent a message to a wrong message. That he said it. Quote, "I think you need to make sure." Okay. And as bad as Pelosi was, she knew her votes before it took place. Okay. Now, you also saw Representative Dan Crenshaw going into the so-called lack of leadership in the GOP conference, which, by the way, is the fault of the GOP conference. As I'm going to show you, the most ironic statement actually came the night before from Representative Matt Gaetz, who had introduced the motion to vacate McCarthy in the first place. Here's what he said.
Wouldn't it have been nice to still have Kevin McCarthy in the House of Representatives? Never thought you'd hear me say that, but Kevin McCarthy, after being dislodged as Speaker, took his marbles and went home. He would have been a reliable vote for impeachment, but if he wasn't Speaker, he wasn't willing to stick around. And I think that the errant expulsion of Santos and the abject selfishness of Kevin McCarthy contributed to this result as much as the three Republican members who voted no sincerely.
Oops. Oh, well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Bro, you're the one who got rid of McCarthy. You brought up the motion to vacate, and of course you did have your allies getting rid of McCarthy. Weirdly enough, Marjorie Taylor Greene on the side of Kevin McCarthy is like, don't do this. This is going to be a disaster. When Marjorie Taylor Greene is the smartest person in the room, you know you're effed. Okay? All right. Now, as far as what Kevin McCarthy is currently up to, which he said, hey, McCarthy took his marbles and he went home. No, he didn't go home. He's about to get even, okay? His allies are working to recruit primary challengers to the people who voted to kick him out. His allies are incredibly wealthy folks, okay? How do you think McCarthy got his job in the first place? It's not because he was good at his job. No, I mean, well, good at leading the conference, not so much, but good at one thing, raising money. Apparently, that's all you need to do in order to become Speaker of the House, is just to be a prolific fundraiser, and that's exactly what McCarthy was. All right? In this case, for Republicans, Nancy Pelosi was a prolific fundraiser for the Democrats. That's how it works, okay? So now, if his friends, speaking of McCarthy, that are super wealthy, are looking to get rid of you, you might want to watch out. All that money is going to go to ads that are going to bury you. Okay. Now, this situation, I don't know, it's sure to make at least some of the people who voted to get rid of McCarthy have even more regrets than they do now.